crazy. But if you're one of those people that have been trying to get information and you come across this, or even this. All right, take a listen.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Sister Lailanasheeba, the Managing Director and Founder of Sunnahfollowers Online Islamic University. As you know, we have classes every day beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we cover everything from Aqidah, which is your belief system, to Seerah, which are the stories of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the story of the companions. Please join us every day beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are broadcasting and streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, DLive, Trovo, and Twitch. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Okay, inshallah, everybody's in and able to hear me and see me. Inshallah, we can go ahead and get started. Let me put this up here. Okay. Inna alhamdulillah wa salat wa salamallah wa rasulullah. Welcome to our class on the lawful and the unlawful. And it is very important for us as Muslims to know exactly what the lawful and unlawful things are here in Islam. And in this class, we've covered so many things. We've talked about the lawful and the unlawful in regards to food. And just to see how well you guys can remember some of the things, is it lawful in Islam for Muslims to eat the food from the restaurants here in America? Is it? Who can answer that? Is it lawful for the Muslims in America to eat from the non-Muslim restaurants here?
Yes, it is lawful because the restaurants here are from people of that Allah speaks of, the people of the book. So yeah, it is lawful. He said we can eat from the people of the book.
Okay. And do they have to slaughter their animals the way we do by cutting the jugular vein?
No, that's our regulations. They have their own regulations, so they don't have to follow ours.
Okay, and this is something that the Muslims here in America need to understand. Okay? The fiqh regulations that apply to us are exactly that. They apply to us. They don't apply to the non-Muslims. You know, when the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave allegiance to a tribe of people who had just converted, who before were Magians. They were pagans. They were Magians. They used to worship fire. Right after they pledged their allegiance and converted to Islam, they invited the prophet to eat with them, and they presented him with some food, and it included meat. And one of the companions said, "Oh, prophet, we don't know how they killed this meat. We don't know how they killed it. We don't know what. So what do we do?" What did the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam say to them?
Simply say Bismillah.
Exactly. The prophet said, just simply say Bismillah and eat it. And I want you guys to know, are the people here in America, are the Christians today any different than the Christians of the time of the prophet? Are they any different from them?
No, a Christian will forever be a Christian. A Jew will forever be a Jew.
Yeah, they never believed in Allah. As Abu Dar said, when have the Christians ever believed in Allah? That's why they're kafir. If they believed in Allah, they'd be Muslim. So there is no difference. There really is no difference. So I don't know. You guys are, and this is another example as to how we deviated as Muslims away from the laws of Allah. We've taken fatwas or Islamic verdicts from these men and women of today. And the Prophet Muhammad said the day would come when we will do the same things that the Jews did. We will use science and stuff like that to try to make haram what Allah made lawful and vice versa. America's a Judeo-Christian society. So that's just the end of it. Does Islam require us to investigate? Does Islam require us to investigate to see how the non-Muslims kill their meat?
No, there's no requirement in having to investigate it. The Prophet said, just say Bismillah.
Exactly. Right there, that day, he didn't tell Ibn Abbas to go ask them. He didn't say, go ask them where they got the meat from. He didn't tell them to go ask them anything. He said, just say Bismillah. And that's the way it is. Again, this goes to what we talked about earlier today. Until we come back, which we won't, but until we come back to the Sunnah, doing things the way he said and the way he showed us, we're going to always be at the state that we're in right now and worse. Okay, it's not going to get better. Only the strong will survive. And who are the strong? They're the ones that base their actions and behavior all on what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us. So we covered that about the meat. And then we talked about Islamic dress. Who can tell me what are some of the colors? What colors are forbidden for women to wear? What colors are forbidden?
There's no woman can wear any colors.
Exactly. Go ahead.
A woman can wear any color. There's no forbidden colors for a woman, but the forbidden is for the men. They can't wear the color of the Buddhist people.
Exactly. There's no hadith that addresses a color that says a woman can't wear. There's hadith that talk about what men can't wear saffron. Men can't wear the colors of the Buddhists and Hindus. But there is nothing that addresses what the women. Women can wear whatever color she wants. But look at how we got brothers today trying to tell you women that you got to wear black. And that's it. That it's haram to wear anything but black. Where they get that from? I don't know. When even the prophets' wives didn't wear black. I don't get that. But that just shows how we don't know the lawful or the unlawful. Okay? Yeah, there's nothing in Islam that forbids. Is there anything in Islam that says women cannot wear red? Is there anything in Islam that says a Muslim woman cannot wear red? Is there any hadith or any verse of the Quran that forbids us from wearing red?
No, there isn't any.
Can you guys think of a hadith that proves that Muslim women did wear red?
Yeah, it was a hadith with the Aisha got married in a red and white dress.
Yeah, there's nothing. Exactly. Exactly. Muslim women can wear red. There's no hadith on this planet that says a Muslim woman cannot wear red. Whoever told you that told you a lie. Tell them to bring the hadith. Aisha, radiallahu anha, who was the wife of the Prophet, she was married in a red plaid dress. What's the source? The source is Sahih Bukhari. Also, Aisha, radiallahu anha, her favorite color was red and pink. Also, we have the hadith, whereas after the Muslims had migrated to Abyssinia, the Prophet was worried about his daughter Ruqayya. And one of the companions said, I saw your daughter Ruqayya. She was riding on a pony and she was dressed in a red dress. So there's nothing in Islam that says we cannot wear colors. And I want you guys to remember, if a person comes to you and says you can't wear red, you tell them, bring us the proof. Bring us the proof. I just gave you 4 hadiths, and all 4 of them are from Bukhari, where the Prophet's wives and daughters wore red. So if it's haram, why are those hadiths there? So again, this is an example as to how we need to learn our religion. We have to learn Islam. And this is why Allah has sent war to us, because we don't know our religion. We don't know how to pray. We don't know the lawful and the unlawful, but we think we're going to help Palestine. Now, the Muslims in Palestine, they know that there's nothing wrong with wearing red. In fact, the women wear red all the time over there. I was looking at that black and red and green that sister had on yesterday. Wished I had it. Okay, so though they know their deen, it's us over here that don't know our deen. We have to learn our religion, because Islam is clearly defined. If something is haram, there would be a hadith or a verse of the Quran that says it. We have to learn from the true scholars of Islam instead of learning from off of Islam Q&A website. That's the bottom line. So we talked about that. Is there any hadith or any verse from the Quran that says a woman can't be beautiful? Is there any verse from the Quran, any hadith that says women cannot be beautiful when they walk out the house?
No, there's no hadith, but Allah does tell the believing men and women to wear their beautiful clothes outside their homes. And Allah also said to show our gratitude and to wear the most beautiful of clothes.
Exactly. This is another misconception. This is another slander against our religion. When Muslims tell you that women are not supposed to be attractive, who said that? Did Allah say we're not supposed to be attractive? Or is that something that a man made up? I'm teaching you guys about the wives of the Prophet. All the hadiths talk about what? How attractive they were. The Prophet's wives were very attractive, and they wore attractive clothing. Like I told you, Aisha's favorite color was red and pink. Most of the things Aisha, radiallahu anha, wore were red and pink. Okay? She was very beautiful. So was Salama. So was Zainab. So was Safiya. All his wives were beautiful. They all wore nice clothing. So this is another misconception. But until we learn the religion, we're going to be fooled. What about this? Where is there any hadith, any verse of the Quran that says a woman can't wear makeup? Any hadiths? Anything from the Quran that says women can't wear makeup?
No, there's nothing in the Quran or Hadith that says we cannot wear makeup.
Exactly. I've been waiting for 62 years. I've been waiting for 62 years for a man to create a hadith, because I know it doesn't exist. I've been waiting for some man to come along and create a hadith that says makeup's haram, because it don't exist. The Prophet's wives wore makeup. Any dalil that they did? Any proof that the Prophet's wives wore makeup?
Yes, there's one proof of where Aisha's mother, when they had stressed and slandered her and did all that things to her, she was so pale. And when she was so pale, her mother had crushed the roses up to put it on her cheeks to show that the people won't see her. She was so distressed and pale.
Exactly. That's one. And I'm going to bring it home even better in Sahih Bukhari again. When Allah sent down the command for how when we make Hajj to us, how to do the sacrifice, Ali radiallahu anha was the leader of the Muslims, and he had with him his wife Fatima. Right when they were putting on the ihram was when Allah sent down the verses in the Quran about the hadi. And when Ali came and told Fatima what her father said, she said, well, let me put my kohol back on. She said, let me put my kohol. And what is kohol? Kohol is makeup. She said, let me put my kohol back on and continue on with my Hajj. There's one dalil. Also in Sahih Bukhari, we have lots of hadiths, several, where Zainab, where Aisha, where Atiyah, where Salama radiallahu anha, where they all said the only time we wore dark colors was when someone died. When someone died, we would remove our kohol, which means makeup. We would remove our makeup and not wear it. So again, we have to learn the religion. It's when you learn the religion that you realize that most Muslims today don't know the religion. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, out of every 100 people you know, 99 of them are going to be in hell. So that's a big statistic. So, and seeking knowledge of this religion is an obligation upon every Muslim on this planet. Every Muslim woman should know what's lawful and what's not in regards to how we dress, how we look. Every Muslim should know how to pray. Every Muslim should know what's lawful and unlawful for us to eat. Every Muslim should know this stuff, but most Muslims can't even tell you what's haram and what's not, even when it comes to praying, more or less what to eat or how to dress or how to look. So that's why it's imperative for us to learn this deen. Okay? And the only way you're going to learn it is by seeking the knowledge. The knowledge is not going to fall down out of the sky to you. Alhamdulillah, Allah guided you guys to me. Alhamdulillah. And I am teaching you Islam in its truthfulness with the understanding of the companions. Everything I say is backed up with clear evidence from the Quran, clear evidence from the authentic hadiths. Okay, so mashallah, you guys are already on your way to learning this deen correctly. But because most other Muslims don't know it, that's why you have the war against Islam. Because Allah says he sends war as a means of cleansing the earth of bad people. And also as a means of separating the true believers from the hypocrites and unbelievers. And also he said it comes as a part of his anger. Whenever we transgress his limits, there will always be repercussions. And the Muslims today have way transgressed. They can't tell you nothing about the lawful and the unlawful. Sad. So let's put the PowerPoint up on the screen. Today, we're going to speak about the lawful and the unlawful in regards to business transactions. And here's the PowerPoint. Everybody can see, so that way you can see these hadiths when I put them up here. So we're going to speak about the lawful and unlawful in regards to our business transactions. And again, Allah, He has directed us to exchange goods by buying and selling, because these type of transactions make our social and economic life function better. Okay? But there are some types of transactions and some types of exchanges, okay, that are not lawful, that our laws disapprove of. And we need to know what those type of transactions are. For example, as Muslims, we cannot trade in anything that Allah made unlawful. For example, it's haram for us to eat pork. So that means we cannot sell it either. We can't buy it. We can't sell it. We can't invest in it. None of that. Also, transactions that entail lying and cheating and fraud. Any type of business transactions that entail injustice. As Muslims, we cannot take part in them. So we're going to talk about how Allah forbids us from selling anything that's haram. And when we talk about haram, that also includes things that are used to commit haram. For example, we cannot sell pig. We cannot sell drugs. This is a big one because we got a problem with Muslims selling drugs today. This is haram. We cannot sell marijuana. We cannot sell alcohol. We cannot sell fentanyl. We cannot sell crack, cocaine. We also cannot sell idols, anything that people use to worship. We cannot sell crosses. We cannot sell statues, anything like that. Okay? Listen to what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, and here's my dalil. He said, surely Allah and his messenger have forbidden the sale of intoxicants and the flesh of dead animals and swine and idols. And there's the source. What's the source? The source is Bukhari and Muslim. Okay? So there's one of the evidences. There's one of the evidence that we cannot sell anything that Allah made haram. Where's my other proof? Well, the Prophet, and I want y'all to write this down. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whenever Allah forbids something, he also forbids giving and receiving the price of it as well. So there's the proof that I can't give my pork away. I cannot give you some bacon that's made from a pig, nor can I take it from you. I cannot give you my marijuana, nor can I take it from you. I cannot sell my guitar, nor can I give my guitar to you. Y'all see that? When Allah forbids something, he also forbids giving it away and receiving it. So for those of you who are new to Islam, You used to play musical instruments. That's one of the questions somebody's asking me. What do I do with it? Can I give my electric guitar to somebody? Or, well, no, there's nothing you can do with it. Okay, you can't receive it, nor can you give it. Okay? And there's your dalil. Also, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam forbade any kind of transaction that could lead to an argument or litigation because of uncertainty about it, or because it involved an unspecified quantity to be exchanged or delivered. In other words, something that you sold but couldn't guarantee that you can deliver. And what's an example of this? Well, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam forbade accepting money for a horse or a male camel's covering, or for fish or for birds that have not been caught. In other words, you can't say my cat had kittens. You can't say when my cat gets pregnant, I'll sell you one of his kittens for $100. How do you know that the cat is even going to get pregnant? You have to have the item in your hand. Y'all understand that? You can't sell the item unless it is in your possession. Okay? Because there's no proof that your cat will ever have kittens. This is also why the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam he forbade the people from selling fruit that was not ripe yet. He said, wait until the dates become ripe and then sell them, because you don't know if a storm may come and wipe them away, or if it may be a drought and they never grow. So he said, wait until the fruit ripens and it's in your possession, then you can sell it. Y'all understand that? Okay. We have a hadith where he forbade selling corn until the kernels were white and safe from blight. He said, tell me why, if Allah withholds the fruit, any of you should take his brother's property or money. So again, I told you guys, Islam, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam received the call to Islam during the Dark Ages, the medieval Dark Ages. These were the worst moments in our history as humans. People didn't have many rights. We used to violate people all the time, and it was all about trying to usurp and take control. Well, Islam came and brought about justice, equality, and fairness to the people, even in our business dealings with each other. Okay? And just like Allah has forbidden selling things that are not in your possession, he's also forbidden us from manipulating the price of things too. In Islam, the market is to be free and permitted to respond to the natural laws of demand and supply. So when the prices became high in the Prophet's time, the people came to him and they asked him to set a specific price on things. And he told them no. He said Allah is the one who fixes prices. He's the one who withholds. He's the one who gives and who provides. And I don't want to stand before him guilty, of being unjust in regards to that. So we don't set prices in Islam. Okay? This is an injustice. And we don't go around hoarding either. We don't hoard things, buy up a bunch of things because we know a calamity is getting ready to happen. For example, let's say you were living in Palestine, in Israel. You know, you're going to go and buy up all the water from the store because you know that all the bombing is going to destroy the water system. So you buy up all the water so the people can come to you for it, and you charge them $100 for a bottle of water. This is haram. We can't do that. Okay? So there's no price manipulation for us as Muslims. We can't fix the price of things. Okay? But if price control compels us to sell our goods at a price that is not acceptable because of inflation, then in that case, you know, we can step in and do something to make it more just. Okay? Sometimes a calamity can happen like war and prices go up ridiculously. In that case, we can set a certain fixed price but that the people can handle. But it has to be certain circumstances for that. Okay? But to manipulate the price just so this one person can benefit, this is haram in Islam. And that's my way of shortening or summarizing that there. And also, it's haram for us to hoard. The Prophet ﷺ said, if anyone withholds grain for 40 days out of desire to make the price of it high, Allah will denounce you. If anyone withholds goods until the price rises, you are a sinner. This is what happened with Pharaoh and Haman. They were the host or the leaders of sinners because they're the ones that indulged in that. Also in another hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said, the man who hoards goods is evil. If prices fall, he is grieved. And if they rise up, he's happy. Whoever brings goods to the market is blessed, but he who withholds them is cursed. So we don't go around collecting goods just to hoard so that we can jack the price up for our benefit. Okay? We have another hadith here. When Ubaidah ibn Ziyad, he came to visit Maqal, and Maqal was sick, about to die. And after asking about him, Ubaidah said, do you know of any instance of my having wrongfully killed someone? Maqal told him, he said, no. So Ubaidah said, do you know of any instance in which I interfered with the prices of the Muslims' goods? Maqal again said no. Then he asked the people to help him sit up in the bed, which they did. And then he said, listen, Ubaidah, I will tell you something that I do know, that I have heard from the Prophet. He said, the Prophet said, whoever interferes with the prices of the Muslims' goods just to raise them deserves that Allah will make him sit in the fire on the day of judgment. He said, I heard this from the Prophet ﷺ more than once or twice. So this was what the advice that Maqal gave to Ubaidah, because Ubaidah was the governor. He was the governor. And so Maqal was telling him, just make sure that you don't withhold the goods from the people just to raise them up to make a profit for yourself. Okay? So these are the things I want to go over today in regards to business transaction. Monopolizing, manipulating prices, hoarding. This stuff is haram. Also selling things that are haram is haram. We cannot sell pork. We cannot sell intoxicants. We cannot sell cigarettes. We cannot sell drug paraphernalia. That stuff that the people use to get high with, to smoke, those little dishes they use. Look how many Muslim-owned stores sell that drug paraphernalia. What are you selling it for? It's haram. Okay? All right, we're going to stop right here. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Are there any questions or comments? Any questions or comments? Go ahead with them.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I've seen a lot of people do this where, they wholesale like a bunch of abayas and they triple the price for it, such as they bought an abaya from a seller that's $20 and then they resell it to us for $100. Is that haram?
No, as long as it meets the market. As long as it's not unjust. I mean, because some parts of the world you can buy stuff cheaper. That's why the Prophet said in another hadith that a man cannot be a seller for a person. A man that lives in the city cannot be a seller for a person that lives in the country, because the cost of living is different. So as long as the price, you buy it for $10, but you sell it for $100, and $100 is the regular price that people pay for buyers like that, then there's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, you can do that.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Layla, Brother Murad wants to know, you had mentioned in the previous class that there were 3 things that the Prophet used to worry about the most. Can you tell him what those were?
Nothing that concerns you, because I know that you're a fanatic. He used to worry about what's going to happen to his wives when he died. And he used to worry about us, what's going to happen to the future Muslims. So nothing that concerns you. The prophets of Allah had their worries. That's all. He worried about what's going to happen to his wives, who will take care of his wives when he died, and what's going to happen to the future Muslims that come after him. And he worried about how many of his people will be saved from the hellfire. So stuff that prophets worry about, not stuff that you should worry about. Yeah.
Also, there's a brother on Facebook and he's writing a comment and he's saying that there's no way we can know what people were 100 years ago.
No people what?
He's on Facebook and he's commenting on your videos, and let me pull it up on your video right now. The one you just talked about, makeup. He's like, I can't comment on your YouTube channel because he's blocked. And he said, I don't think there's any proof of what someone from 1,000 years ago was wearing.
Well, he's a Shiite. He don't even ignore him. I gave y'all the proof. And he doesn't believe in Bukhari. Shiites don't believe in the hadith. I tell y'all that. I gave the Dalil what they wore. The hadith is clear. When Aisha said, my favorite color is, that's clear, but he doesn't believe in hadiths. And also, any idiot can go to a history museum and see what people wore. So just ignore him. Didn't I ban him? Where is he at writing?
Yeah, you banned him, but he's on. You banned him on YouTube. That's why he's saying he can't comment.
Well, tell him to go on somewhere. But he ain't nobody. He's a Shiite.
Yeah, he's on Facebook.
Yeah, they don't believe in Bukhari. They don't believe in Sahih Muslim. They have their own laws. Like he said, they don't even refer to the Prophet Muhammad as being Prophet Muhammad. So who cares what he is? He's another example as to why Allah has sent the war, because all we do is fight with other Muslims about this religion when we're ignorant. We don't even know what Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam means. We're busy worshiping our imam, so ignore him. If he doesn't believe in Bukhari and Muslim, that's his problem. I gave the dalil. How come you don't know? It's written down. Can you read? Are you uneducated? Yes, you are. So just ban him. That's why I banned him. I wonder why come I don't see him. Where you see him right now? I thought I got him out of here. Little Shiite. All right. Any other questions or comments? Hold on. Let me join from Facebook. Oh, these stupid people. Let me see if I can get them on Facebook. I banned them from the restream thing. Hold on. Yeah, we're going to get these stupid Shiites. You know, ain't nobody got time for that drama. That's why Allah sends the punishment to us. You know, like the...
It don't even make any sense because in museums, they have things that people wore thousands of years ago. Like, he could just go look.
At a museum, he can go... All he got to do is turn on Google, but these people are ignorant. They're not...
They have fossil fuels of people of how they look like back in the... Man.
Go watch a movie.
Yeah, it's on Facebook. You don't see his messages? It's on your video, man. Like, you know, the
yeah,
I
don't care. I don't need that. That's the stuff from Shaitan. I see the idiot. All right, guys. So any other questions or comments? Okay, guys. Inshallah, we're going to stop right here for today. Tomorrow, Dr. Dramali will be doing a special lecture tomorrow. And what time is that? At 8:15? Dr. Dramali will be doing a special lecture tomorrow at 8:15 on the history of Palestine, before the occupation and after. Okay. Okay. All right, guys. So I'm going to close out here for tonight. Inshallah, guys, make sure that everybody is here tomorrow. We also have the Sunnahfollower Kids Program. The Sunnahfollowers Kids Program begins tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time will be the Sunnahfollowers Kids Program. Okay. And then after that, my class at 6. And then we'll have Dr. Dramali doing a special lecture on the occupation at 8:15. And then after Dr. Dramali, we'll have this class again. And we'll be continuing discussing we're going to go into interest tomorrow. We're going to answer the questions that many of you have about interest tomorrow for this class. All right. Okay, so I'm going to close out for now. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. The Zoom room is open. You guys can feel, if you got any other questions or comments, join me on Zoom, inshallah.